As of today, we have already administered by 59.5 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines, with around 35.5% of the target population have already been fully vaccinated, which puts us well on our way to achieving the target of at least 50% by the end of the year. Kaya ang problema nito, noon, sabi ko lang, bakuna. Ngayon, yung bakuna, nandiyan na. May nakita kaming fault lines sa overall picture ng program ng vaccination. Medyo hindi ako medyo na kontento. To this end, I have reiterated my instructions to our agencies to make sure that our local government units will receive their daily job performance so that our country can reach the target of 1 million jobs or more every day. Yun ang I have ordered Secretary Galvez, the PNP, and the AFP to provide all the necessary support to our LGUs, particularly in the delivery of vaccines and mobilization of resources. I have also ordered Secretary Anyo to impose the necessary sanction against LGUs and local chief executives who are not performing nor using the doses given to them in the most expeditious manner. I will hold each and every LGU accountable for this.
The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez says there is no clear case for the proposed disqualification of former Senator Bongbong Marcos from the presidential race. Jimenez told One News that in order to be disqualified, a candidate must have been convicted of a crime constituting moral turpitude or an offense with at least an 18-month jail term. The petitioners argued that Marcos Jr. was convicted and was sentenced to serve a total of 7 years by a Quezon City Regional Trial Court in 1995 for failure to pay income tax returns. And the former senator, however, took the case to the Court of Appeals, which, despite upholding the conviction, deleted the prison sentence. According to Jimenez, Marcos Jr. does not fit the criteria for disqualification and that there's no clear basis for the petition to cancel the COC. Bongbong's camp had earlier said that they will only comment on the matter once they receive a copy of the petition.
Under the law, a conviction has to be for a crime involving moral turpitude or for an offense with and the sentence is a penalty of 18 months, at least 18 months. He doesn't meet these criteria. Now, there is no clear case for disqualification.
An analyst says issues surrounding Pharmally are now negatively affecting the Duterte family's political plans. In an interview with the Chiefs, Dinduman Hit of Strat-based ADR Institute said the misuse of government funds, especially in the time of a worldwide pandemic, may be the largest contributor in President Duterte and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte's dropping numbers in recent surveys. This after an SWS survey showed that President Duterte's satisfaction rating slipped to 52% in September, which is 10 points below his 62% rating back in June. Meanwhile, the first daughter's preference rating for presidency dipped to 20% from the previous 28%, according to a Pulse Asia survey.
Who knew that answering a call from an unknown number could cost as much as 1.7 million pesos. That was the case for the wife of Oliver Tan, who received a call from an alleged supervisor of a courier firm.
She was requested to
We have some breaking news. The Metro Manila Council has lifted the unified curfew hours in the region starting tomorrow, November 4. The MMDA says the lifting of the curfew hours is in line with the adjustment of mall operating hours, allowing mall goers and employees ample time to get home. This also aims to reduce the influx of people coming to and from malls, thus minimizing the risk of transmission. However, curfew hours for minors shall still be subject to existing ordinances per city. A call from an unknown number cost a couple 1.7 million pesos. They were unknowingly preyed upon in what is now known as the SIM swap scam. Let's get more details in this report.
Who knew that answering a call from an unknown number could cost as much as 1.7 million pesos? That was the case for the wife of Oliver Tan, who received a call from an alleged supervisor of a courier firm.
She was requested to hold her line for a few minutes for him to check the tracking number. When my wife sensed something must be wrong, she actually told the person that, "I'm sorry, it was a mistake."
Oliver tells Agenda, after that call, his wife and daughter lost their Globe mobile signal. She went to the carrier store the following day, only to find out that all calls and messages intended for his wife have now been directed to another device from the time she lost her signal. For precaution, she coordinated with her bank, only to find out the horrible news.
She was shocked when she was told that there were approximately 14 transactions made between 12 midnight to 2 a.m. early morning, totaling to millions of pesos paid to a Binance.
Upon further investigation, it was found out that an imposter requested that Oliver's wife's line be cut right at the same time that the call occurred. The NBI Cybercrime Division says this was a case of SIM swap.
Nagkaroon tayo ng increase ng SIM swap. Kasi nga naka-lockdown tayo, tinatawagan ng Globe yung wife ni Oliver to confirm kung talagang hindi na activated, wala na yung SIM, it's not working. Totoo nga naman, they were not able to get through kasi nga busy. Kausap nung wife ni Oliver yung scammer.
In order to protect oneself against SIM swap, Globe advises users to keep sensitive and personal data to oneself, limit sharing information online, don't share screenshots of bills online, use strong passwords which has to be changed regularly, use other ways of authentication like security keys and biometrics, and as much as possible, use a password manager for better security.
The list of reinforcements for the upcoming PBA Governor's Cup is now locked and loaded. PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall said the Foreign Affairs Department has given the league a special permit to bring in imports for the conference starting this month. Still, it is recommended that the imports come to the league fully vaccinated.
Sila, kasi ganun din eh. Pag vaccinated ka, fully vaccinated ka, mas maliikli yung quarantine mo. Pag hindi ka vaccinated, full 14 days ka. So, malaking disadvantage.
The commissioner also confirmed that the inaugural PBA 3x3 is already in the works, along with a 5-day schedule for the Governor's Cup games.
As of now, gagano'n tayo. Wednesday to Sunday. At may 3x3 na. Tinitingnan namin ang 3x3 by November 20. Baka mauna ng ilang araw sa 5 and 5.
Sports patron Manny Pangilinan is on fire this year after back-to-back wins from the FIBA Asia Cup to the Tokyo Olympics and now the recent PBA Cup. Gretchen Hall lets us in on MVP and TNT's journey to win the coveted PBA Philippine Cup. Let's watch this.
on a roll this year, from being behind the Olympic gold to the Gilas wins in FIBA, and now bringing home the championship with talk and text in the PBA. We have with us team owner and sports patron Manny Panghilinan. Sir,
Thank you, Gretchen.
how sweet is this win for you? Finally turning things around after 6 years, bringing home the all-Filipino title again.
Well, obviously we are all very glad that TNT won it and relieved, no? After more than 2 months of tough games for them. So we're very happy for them. And of course, after a title drought, so to speak, of about 6 years, no? And glad to welcome back Chot. And happy for him that on his return, he was greeted with a championship, no? It was a journey of the team as a whole, and in many ways as well, a journey of each individual. No, if you look at Mikey Williams, he was missing his shots a lot in the beginning. I guess he was getting accustomed to the PBA style and to the Philippines. So it turned out to be a gem. No, and then of course, if you take a look at Kelly and Ryan, they're rejuvenated players. That's the way Ryan played in this conferences was the way he played 10 years ago.
One breakthrough story that we have is the return of Coach Chot Reyes. How did you think of bringing him back to the team, to the helm, even though he hasn't coached in a long time?
He has managed to reinvent himself in terms of the latest trends, I think, in basketball, and I think he himself has changed. Well, he has aged, obviously, in those 6 years, no? Or 9 years. He's a bit more tempered and has become a little philosophical, right? So it's the old Chot is quite different from the new Chot. So that's another story.
I hear his seminars also.
On the eve of the 5th game, we called him. I told Ricky and Al, join me. I'd like to talk to Chot because I said, we have agreed already on the bonus for the team. Would you like us to tell you and or the team, no? I said, no, please don't. We want to focus on the game and so forth. Okay.
Nice.
We respect that.
What do you think is with his system that makes him a certified, all-Filipino conference winner?
I think his ability to communicate to Filipinos, his ability to learn, and his ability to create the chemistry with the team.
Your message for the TNT team?
Rest and relish your victory, which was hard-fought, harder, So then I look forward to hosting dinner for the team and seeing the trophy for the first time for dinner with the team, And we wish you well in the second conference, which is an import conference. And remember, consistency in performance and change. If you need to change, go ahead. Innovate, right? That is the mantra in today's world.